Day108-achancetoescapemurdoch'sembrace, a 2009 attended wedding of news international chief executive Rebecca Brooks. The ceremony took place by the lake at a country estate. I stood next to TV presenter Pearson Morgan while Paul, like a daily mediator, was a few years away from Father Claude. To think that they would come out about the suit, then golden brown. The Prime Minister arrived late with a whole lot turning to me as he walked down to the lake. At the reception, I had a brief conversation with Mr. Cameron. I said, I hoped he would not win the accumulation, but that if we did, and if we wanted to act in political dependent standard, I would support him. For some time, the journalists in me had known that the relationship between politics and the media was not serving the public. But it was my first hand of experiences developing cultural abuse and negativity that convinced me Britain's press and 24-hour news were making more difficult for elected leader to govern. It's got worse, hasn't it? Said I replied that he would be a much stronger prime minister were he to take office, not feeling he owed anything to the big media groups. At that point, Mr. Murdoch joined us and we changed the subject. Perhaps we should not have done so, but that we did, however, illustrated something of the dishonesty at the heart of our essential political and commercial relationship. It is not easy, but Ed Miliband, Labour leader, did last week make himself an enemy of some of the media's most powerful forces. He was right that he was Labour got too close to News International, but he was also right that given the media bias against it, he knew why we tried to feel it. In my own defense, and as I should argue for some years with Tony Blair that we need to act on the culture of media. At one point, he digged me out, asking that I not make views obvious in front of Mr. Murdoch and Lexington, his son James and Lexington, then chief executive of International. Ultimately, Mr. Blair thought the press had become a problem, but that given our other priorities, people would not understand our taking them on. He also thought it would look like revenge for the fact he had turned against it. And there were political considerations too. Trying to govern and win election is hard enough without the press being against you. Except that for us, at times media support was something we created at the expense of position of principle on media issues, but that trap has now been sprung. The latest revelation has forced the police, News International, and the government to act. The police will now be more vigorous. News International will continue with their kamikaze crisis management, which one day will be studied as a textbook case of how not to do it. But the most important development are the Prime Minister's inquiries into press practices and a new system of regulation. These mean we now have once-in-a-generation opportunity for new settlement between politics, the media, and the public. Nobody can argue that we have the press we deserve. Pressured by technological change, a dominant strain of Britain's media has gone into a spiral of decline. With this scandal is only the most dramatic development. Mr. Cameron did not look comfortable announcing the reviews. He has personal relationship at stake, and given he hired Andy Coulson as his communications director, his judgment is too. Already the backlash from part of press has begun as they seek to maintain that anything but two-sort of self-regulation is an assault on the free press. But Mr. Cameron must stand back from all of that and ask himself what is the right thing to do. He did some of it last Friday. The judicial inquiry should be far-reaching. The news of the war is far from alone the use of dubious and illegal practices, as widely ignored report from the Information Commission have shown. Pride of Britain's media reminds me of the trade union before Mrs. Thatcher. They feel untouchable. As I say above, Labour could and should have done more to deal with the therapist. But just as the MP's expenses scandal emerged from the failure of Mrs. Thatcher's government to tackle MP salaries, so the system by which it showered honours on editors and owners, a practice to which you put an end with a rule that no serving editor could be honoured, means you too have something to answer for. Whatever the past, it is Mr. Cameron who must lead the country to a better place. Mr. Miliband has shown himself capable of playing a good and principled part, and so should the public. Ultimately, political debate will only improve if the public wanted to. If they channel the anger at recent event into an assessment of what kind of paper they read, whether they really want to live on a diet of celebrity, trivia, negativity, and abuse, to coin a phrase, we are all in this together.